Well, good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to present today our company. We were the #2 company in the Green Gateway Fund, and so we feel already part of the family here. OTI Green Tech was awarded by the German Clean Tech Institute for 2 times now, 2012 and 2011, as one of the most innovative waste management companies. So clean tech is not all about energy and alternative energy, it's also about waste management, recycling, resource efficiency. And we were one of the founders of the Swiss Clean Tech Foundation. There's gonna be this here, exactly. So what is the OTI difference? What makes us unique from other companies? I've put together some statements of people who have been working with our products and our company over the last 12, 18, 24 months. And one director of R&D for a large international oil company based in Calgary was testing our products, and he said in more than 30 years in the oil sand industry, he hasn't seen a similar product which has the same kind of recovery capabilities than our products. Guy Johnson, who is director of L&I Maritime, one of the leading independent institutes in the world for testing chemicals for tanker cleaning, clearly rated the EcoSolute product 14 as best in class. And over the last 12 months, we got our approval by the International Maritime Organization. It's a part of the UNO organization, which regulates products and safety for the shipping industry worldwide. In the last 12 months, we were able to gain already 8% market share for methanol zinc-coated tank cleaning. Why is methanol so interesting? Because methanol is very sensitive to pollutions. So tanks which carried other oil-related products and then switched to methanol needs to be crystal clean and no pollution on it. Our product has been most efficient, and it has been tested by companies like Maersk and Waterfront. Waterfront is the shipping arm of Methanex, the world's largest methanol company, 25% market share worldwide in methanol trading. And both companies at the end of last year and early this year entered into long-term supply contracts with our products and are using our products right now. And the simple reasons, there's 2 simple reasons for them. The cleaning cycles are much shorter than with traditional products. So we save between 30 and 50% time in the cleaning cycles. And as you can imagine, 65 or 100 deadweight ton tankers, if this tanker stays in the harbor for 1 more day, it's a lot of money. So for them, it's a cost-efficient game. And on the other hand, it's safety. Because most of the traditional products in this industry are corrosive, toxic. You have to wear goggles and a lot of safety measurements. And our product is non-toxic, non-corrosive, and can be used as very easy to apply. We also signed distribution agreements with some major market players over the last 12 months. Brenntag, which is the largest chemical distribution company in the world, German company with subsidiaries in 70 countries worldwide, with Uniservice, the 4th largest independent shipping supplier worldwide with locations in 975 harbors. We also went to the Middle East. There's a lot of oil, and of course where oil and refineries are, there's pollution and there's need for cleaning. So we signed up an agreement with Universal TCC, which is a business development arm of Sheikh Al Thani in Qatar, bringing leading technologies to Qatar. And with Subair Corporation in Oman, they have the largest oil service company down there. And within 2 or 3 months, sales already started to ramp up. So we were very promising looking at this region. In fall last year, when we had discussions with the largest oil sand producer in Canada, Canadian Natural Resources, we got an independent report which they sponsored by Agate Laboratories, which is one of the largest oil sand laboratories in Canada. And it confirmed that our EcoSolute 13 product has 8 to 12% higher recovery capabilities than the benchmark technology which has been used in the Canadian oil sand industry right now. To give you an idea of the market potential, oil sands in Canada is the second largest strategic oil reserve in the world, with estimated 180 billion barrels of oil sitting in oil sands. And this is a seriously big market. And of course, another milestone, we completed our expansion financing. So overall in the industry, sustainability becomes an even more important issue. Legislations are even more restrictive, not only in developed countries, but also in emerging markets, also in markets like the Middle East or Eastern Europe. So we are profiting from this, providing non-toxic, high-efficient, sustainable products for the industry. We are currently active in 3 business sectors, business divisions. Cleaning solutions, so recurring supply contracts for storage tank cleaning, tanker cleaning, road tanker cleaning, industrial machine and components. Environmental solutions, that includes land remediation, but also sludge and slope treatment. Every refinery, 3% of their yearly oil production creates sludge, very toxic, which needs to be disposed. We are able, in tests and trials, we have proven that we can reduce the sludge amount by 30 to 50%, which significantly reduces the disposal cost for the providers. And last but not least, energy solutions, oil sand recovery, heavy oil separation, but also, for example, separation and cleaning of drilling muds, which takes place in all kinds of drilling activities worldwide. So what are our market drivers? USPs, we have a patented environmental friendly technology. We have 2 patent files already, 3 more in applications. Some people see clear game-changing potential in treating oil waste streams, and it's cost-effective and safety. That's the team which is leading our areas. Of course, IP protection is very important, so we are proud to have Dr. Mike Barlow as chairman of our scientific board. He was the former head of patent law and legal at BP for 14 years. Ian Callahan, former head of chemistry and surfactants at Unilever. And we also are very honored to have Graham Richards on our advisory board now, who was also part of our due diligence team. That's some selected projects. So you see tankers, which we're cleaning. You see soil washing plants for land remediation. We have a technology partner in Belgium, DEC. These kind of mobile units, for example, have been used to clean the Olympic site in London last year for the Olympics. So a very well-renowned partner who is now adding machinery which can be used by our products. On the upper right-hand side, you see separation and cleaning of oil-polluted soil. You see the dark sand with oil pollutions of up to 30% of oil content before and after our treatment. And you also clearly see the separation, the clean sand on the floor, the milky emulsion, that's our product, and the oil on top, which then can easily be skimmed off and reused. A latest area, and this was something also we were able to discuss with Tatneft through the introduction of Sinec, is enhanced oil recovery. So because of that strong recovery capabilities of our products, stimulating or enhancing oil recovery from existing fields is becoming an even more important factor. I mean, you all know about fracking technologies and so forth. So in this case, you see that our product has been implemented into a technology which has been used for many years, And you can see here an oil field which has been dead for many years, got stimulated with water, including our product, and then was producing over a period of 18 months, 8 to 10 tons of oil again. So very interesting, and we are working on some interesting trials right now in Kazan as well, and in Tatarstan. So on the distribution sales side, the two big supply contracts with the shipping industry were clearly a milestone. Our sales are on track for our conservative business case to reach 7.2 million this year. On the technology side, we got a lot of awards already, approvals by IMO, Environmental Protection Agency in the US, DEFRA in the UK, and this is the chart which shows the performance of our product. Best performing company in, among 14 international companies in Kuwait for large land remediation projects, and the test results which confirmed the higher recovery rates. And even more important was not only the recovery rate improvement, but the fact that our product has no impact on the groundwater quality. And that's a major issue in the US right now with all the fracking discussions which are going on, of course. So, very important. So, thank you very much for your attention. And this is how oil sand plants and mining areas are looking in Canada right now. And if you invest in this fund, you're part of the adventure to turning these sites into something like this. Thank you very much.
What would you say are your biggest competitors in this field? Is it new technology? Is it traditional?
I would call it traditional, conventional technology. So oil industry has been relied on products which are in the market for 30, 40 years now, highly toxic, highly unsafe, corrosive, and clearly, you know, the Gulf of Mexico disaster changed the mindset of many people. And at the end of the day, you know, people are not buying your product just because you're green. So you have to prove efficiency and cost effectiveness. If you can combine both, you really have all the ingredients to really change the market. And that is what's happening right now. There's other companies which are providing also kind of green products and technology now in the market. I think, you know, especially when it comes to oil-related products, you know, we're clearly in a leading position. At least that's the feedback we got from, you know, companies like Shell or Canadian Natural Resources. So that's why they're keen working on our products. But there's a lot of potential. There's like, you know, in the oil sand industry, the leading product for separating the oil from the sand and the stones is caustic soda, highly corrosive. The oil industry, as of today, needs 60 million tons of caustic soda for the separation. And you can clearly imagine that, you know, products like this I mean, you can't use the water anymore. So they always have to recycle. And if there's a leakage or anything like this, it has a bad impact on the environment. So they are actively looking for replacing these kind of products over the next 5 to 10 years.
Stephan, you talked about a lot of potential markets that OTI's technology may play in. I mean, some of them are absolutely massive, like tar sands. So how do you go about selecting which markets you're actually going to pursue in the immediate term?
Well, of course, if you deal with, you know, large corporations, whether it's in the shipping industry, companies like Maersk, or in the oil industry, Shell and Canadian Natural Resources and others, I mean, they're not known to be the fastest mover. So they really work on 5, 10, 20-year development plans in their companies. So it's a little bit opportunistic as well. So the key, I think, here is that we really have a strong team who has been, you know, relations and worked in the industries for 20, 30 years and have an extensive network. So, you know, we were able to get, and this was also part of the due diligence findings, people like Gavin Freeman, who runs Shell's R&D business in the oil sand industry for 30 years, who really became an evangelist for our products, also internally. Curtis Pollard, head of simulation at Weatherford, who now joins our advisory board. So that's the kind of people who have the insight and the reputation in these large corporations to move things faster. So right now, I mean, in the shipping industry, we really got to break down or break through now with companies like Maersk and Waterfront going for long-term supply contracts. So that's kind of running now on itself, and we just now have to get it out to the market. And people are approaching us now already because they heard about the product. The more interesting things, of course, is oil sand and oil service related issues. But here I think we have Shell, we have Canadian Natural Resources, Weatherford, and interestingly, Alberta Institute of Future Technology. So we just decided to talk to them. They came to us after testing our product for Canadian Natural Resources and said they were so enthusiastic about the test results they have seen. They are offering us to develop a 3-month R&D program for how to effectively apply the products in concrete processes in the oil sand industry. And Ross Chow, who heads the institute there, he's the oil sand guru in Canada. He's really behind the whole thing and thinks there's some good things we can actively have concrete products for the industry. And if somebody like this kind of promotes the products, it's really halfway of the equation.
Actually, 2 questions. One is if you could tell us more on the chemical side, what is inside of this miracle technology that could make such a difference according to your pictures? And second question, what happened at Deepwater Horizon? Why BP didn't take your technology? And what did they use instead of your technology?
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, Graham will stop me when I tell too much about it. But just very briefly, our main products for the oil separation and recovery is a combination of new generation surfactants, active surfactants, and vegetable oils, natural vegetable oils. And what usually happens, and that happens also if you use to wash your plates, is you have the surfactants taking the oil on the ground and then taking it away from a tank side, sand, or anything like this. So and then it forms this kind of micelles. And that's usually happening everywhere with surfactants if you clean something. But the innovation step now is that our products and our scientists have developed a way to control the emulsification process. So in our case, we can tell these cells to break up again and release the oil. And because our products are water soluble, it releases the oil, it's lighter than water, it goes to the surface, and then it can be skimmed off. At the same time, it hasn't been chemically changed in its nature, so you can use it. So I think that's a major step, and that's what basically the patent has been telling to the market. In terms of Deepwater Horizon, when it happened, you need to have the approval by the Environmental Protection Agency in the US to use a product in open water or groundwater. We hadn't had the permission at the time. We then filed for the application, and in less than 2.5 months, which was the fastest application ever in EPA history, we got our product approved. But at this time, the whole oil was already treated with a very toxic product by Nalco, and then disappeared from the surface. We all know that it doesn't disappear. It was still there, but it was invisible. And then, for many months, this whole oil chemical sludge was then going onto the beaches. So we were able to use our product in beach cleaning, but not on water. And that worked quite well. And this was, at least at the end of the day, the beginning of OTI becoming kind of more popular in the industry.
Stephan?